Hey everybody, my name is John Alton, and I work as an electrician in commercial, doing commercial installs and remodels. I also work as an electrical maintenance technician on a second shift position, keeping a plant running. I've recently acquired a new tool belt, and I want to do a review on the tool belt. And I want to show you something that I did to actually increase the capability of the belt. It's already phenomenal. It's already a phenomenal belt, but I've done something to it that has made it more, it fits me. I don't know why they didn't think of this. Maybe they will after this video. I tried to get a hold of the company and have them install what I wanted, but they said, and I have the email, they said that they don't do custom orders. I don't think this needs to be a custom order. I think that the belt needs to be upgraded to this, what I'm fixing to show you guys, because for several reasons, because of the ergonomics and the way that the belt works. But this is the belt, so I want to show you the belt. The Occidental adjust to fit electrician tool belt, right? So there's your adjustment for both belts, the way that they have it from the factory. It's awesome belt. I don't have a lot of complaints with the belt. I have no complaints in terms of the way it fits, the way it sits on your hips, even without suspenders. I mean, there's a lot of tools. I got a lot of tools, especially on that one side. I don't want to hear it from you guys. I don't want to hear it. I love wearing it that way. I don't care. This is what I love. And so, there's a lot of room here. I think maybe what I'd like to see in the future maybe is like a divider here, because we're not framers, like we're electricians, and so having like a leather divider here in this pocket would just give us a little bit more variety. It's not that big a deal, but it would be something I would like to see. But you've also got this other pouch up here. There's not a lot that goes on this side. It's my left side. I'm right-handed, so the only tool that goes over here that I actually work a lot with my left hand is my roto splits, or roto zips, whatever you want to call them. I work them a lot with my left hand, but other than that, I don't have a lot here. I've got my chucks for my impact, my Phillips tip. I've got space here. I don't know that I'll ever use these pouches. I don't know what I would put in them, but I have them should I need them. If I ever needed them, they're there, and I appreciate that. One of the things that I did, before I show you what else I did to the bag, because I did make some changes. So I like a bag that has the handholds, because sometimes, like when you're picking your pouch up out of your toolbox or wherever, you need somewhere to grab it, and I don't like grabbing it like here or trying to squeeze both sides together to pull the bag out. I like having both of these handholds here, right? And so I actually had these from another bag. You can actually get these straps from Vito Pro Pack. They sell just these straps if you want, or if you want a different set of handles, you could get them from somewhere else. But Occidental already had the rivets installed for suspenders. This is actually a suspender hook, and right here where I've got actually, let me pop this off. This is actually for a set of suspenders. You got two here on the back for the belt side. They're adjustable. You can slide them back and forth, and then you've got this hook here. All I did was just hook into that, and it just gives me a handhold for when I'm picking my pouch up out of the van or out of my toolbox, and when I'm putting it on, I've got somewhere to hold on to. Let me turn this around. There we go. I've got somewhere to hold on as I put my pouch on, just to give you a little bit of stability, so you're not dropping your pouch all over the place and it's everywhere. Like, who wants to see that, right? So I've done something to the bag, and I want to make this suggestion. I hope Occidental sees this, because I think it's a really good idea. I did email them about this. This is what I wanted to do to the bag, because I had the old electrician's tool case. It's the one that slides over the belt. It's not the adjust-to-fit version. It's just the one bag. And I loved it, but I noticed that if you put your, let me turn this around. I noticed that if you put your lineman's in that pocket right here where I have my wire strippers, if you put too much weight on the front of this case, there is a strap that they have riveted in right here, right? It's right riveted here. It's riveted right there. And this strap right here only allows the pouch to open the width of that piece of leather, right? But it only does that in that spot. If you put too much weight across the front of this bag, the bag will bow. It will start to round out. And the reason that that's a problem is when you're walking around, like if you're in a warehouse, like I'm in now, or you're running conduit on a lift, it's not a big deal, right? Because you're on a lift, you're in an open air space, like that extra space doesn't come in handy. But when you're in an office or a hospital and you're running conduit or pulling MC cable, or you're troubleshooting, you're running a punch list on a crew trying to get a TCO for inspection, and you're in the ceiling, or you're having to troubleshoot, we've all got that one idiot on the job site that didn't do what you asked him, and you're trying to fix it, and the ceiling grid's already in. That's only a 2 foot by 2 foot hole, and sometimes if you're next to a wall and there's like a transition point, it's even smaller than that. And so that's when, if your tool pouch bows out too far, and there's guys that'll be like, well, just take tools out. Yeah, piss on you. I'd rather have my tools with me up the ladder. I don't want to hear it. But if your pouch bows out too far from that, you can't get through the hole. You're focused more on trying to fit through the hole, and I'm not a very tall guy, so like I have to get up the ladder to get in where I need to be, right? And so that creates a problem. So number one, you don't want all your weight on the outside of the tool pouch because it's going to bow. A little bit of weight's not bad, but you put a set of linemen's and all day long you walk the outside of that bag. So let me show you what I did. Let me take these tools out. Take these tools out real quick. I want to show you guys what I did with what they sent me, because I think it's a great idea, and it may help some of you guys think outside the box to make the bag that's, first of all, before I say this about this bag, I want to make it very clear that I love my Occidental Just-Fit. This is the only thing about the bag that I would change, that if, considering the price of the bag, it's a $400 belt. It's upsetting that I would need to make a change to it, but I'm not upset to the point that I didn't buy the bag, obviously. So I don't want it to sound like that Occidental didn't do a good job. The craftsmanship of this belt is next level. It's phenomenal. I love the belt. I would just like to see in the future them make this adjustment, because if I truly feel like that if they did, it would better the belt for the next guy that buys the belt. That's the only reason I'm saying this. I don't want it to sound like that I'm critiquing them at all, or that I'm not satisfied. I'm 100% satisfied with my belt. This is just something that I did to make the belt better. So what I did, you look at this belt, you see these are the 2003, they're the pocket shields. The actual item number is 2003 on them. And there's a pocket that Occidental stitched in. It's a full pocket all the way down to the bottom of the bag. That pocket holds my dikes. What I did was I cut a hole in the bottom of the bag for a zip tie right here, and I zip tied this pocket to that, so that when I put my cable cutters, they lock in. And for whatever reason, my linemen's don't lock into this pocket, but they don't fall out. But these ones do, and they are hard to pull out of there. Like, they're secure. They're in there. They're not bouncing around. They're locked in. So it takes a little effort to pull it out. And so when I initially, there's a belt clip. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you look right there, there's a belt clip on the back of it that's supposed to clip in. Well, when I would go to pull these out, the whole pocket and everything would come out with them, and I don't need that on the job site. When I put my hands on my tool to pull it out of my pouch, it needs to come out of the pouch. When I give it a yank, it needs to pull loose. And so I zip tied it in tight so that it'll come out when I need it, right? I did the same thing with this one. I didn't necessarily need both of them, but I went ahead and did it anyway because I just liked the way it looked. And you guys know as electricians, we use our linemen more than we use anything. My linemen sit perfect right there. And so what that design does is it keeps the weight of my heaviest tools closest to my body, right? I've got my, this is how I run my rig. This is how I set it up. It makes sense to me. It works for me. But this is how it keeps all of the heaviest weight closest to the belt and closest to my body. So when I'm going up in the ceiling, I've got this rig it's not sticking out as far, because it'll do this. You see how it'll bow out? You put too much weight on that thing and it will actually bow like this, and I don't like that. I want my belt to stay tight. I want it to stay in close so that I don't want it sucked up so tight you can't get in and out of it, but I want to be able to use the belt in such a way that I want to be able to fit where I need to fit. You guys know what I'm talking about. You pocket electricians ain't gonna know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. I'm not mad at you guys. Y'all get on my nerves. And so that's what I did. And so just so if Occidental ever sees this, what I would like to see is either, see that thing is in there, buddy. Oh, there you go. And that's why I zip tied it. So what I would like to see is, instead of either permanently fasten these two guards here somehow. I'm not a leather worker, so I don't know. And or take and put one of these right here, right dead in the middle of that. And that'll eliminate the need for these two. And it'll essentially give you a front pocket, the width of the pouch, and then a middle pocket, and then you'll have this end pocket here. And I think that would be a better upgrade, because you've got this pocket here. It was almost like whoever designed this belt knew that you had a reamer and knew the shape of the reamer, and they put that pocket perfect right there. It's awesome. And so there's no complaint with I'm not complaining about the design. This is just a critique, I guess you would say, or something I would like to see, because if you look, they already have a rivet in the existing stitching that they have here. There's a little pencil pocket here, and there's another one right there that's got my punch in it. They could pop off this rivet and put a piece of leather just right across here, the same width as that, the same absolute same size as this, right across here, and it'll stop that pouch from wanting to bow out like I've been talking about. And it'll give you the room where you essentially don't have to do that to it. I'm probably never going to buy another pouch because, like I said, I'm 100% satisfied with this one. Even if I needed to take, like, they've got these little screw holes right here, these little loops for screwdrivers, which I just think that's just awesome. I just love that. I don't use all of them, so if my pouch starts to bow out, what I may do is pop a zip tie here, pop a zip tie there, I'm not a good recorder, sorry guys. Put a zip tie here, put a zip tie here, and that'll keep my bag tight together, and then I don't have any issues out of it. But again, I just want to say that I'm not upset with Occidental at all. I love the company. I love how fast they got me my belt. I love the design. I love the width. I'll show you this width here that's padded. That's not just like fabric. There's padding in that. I don't know if you can see. It's not super thick, but it's not thin either. Like, there's padding in there. That's awesome. I love that. I love the way it rolls here. It's not a hard angle. It's got that roll here that conforms so well to the way your body works. Like, I love this. The hammer hold, I love it. I love everything about it. Again, the only thing that I would like to see Occidental do, just because I think if you're gonna have something like this that's gonna hold this many tools, I feel like you should have that piece of leather like this one here. I feel like it should be like right across here, and then that would just give you the extra space, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Whereas with these two pockets out, it's just a big pocket. Well, that big pocket with, you know, linemen's and cable cutters in there, you've got that weight pushing against the outside of this bag, and it's just going to bow the bag out, right? Well, if you've got this piece of leather again across here, it'll hold the shape. It'll hold its shape so that it makes it more, so it doesn't move. So as you wear the belt and the belt wears, and it relaxes, it won't relax so much that it's got this bow in it and you can't get in and out of the ceiling. And that's just my thoughts on it. Take it for what it's worth. If any of you guys have the adjust fit bag and you've run into that issue, again, I'm a different guy from what I understand as far as electrician. I like to carry a certain amount of tools with me. I'm not a lineman's and a screwdriver electrician. I believe in the right tool for the job. So I carry multiple different tools with me. But I'll tell you this, I'm not going up that ladder and I'm not coming down for a stinking tool and taking an extra, 15 minutes to get something done just because I didn't have a tool and I gotta go find it, dig in my bag. Like, I don't like that. I want to get it done. And so that's why I do that. And I just wanted to show, I'm not saying that everybody has to do it that way, by no means. Now, I will say, in a foreman position, I want to see a guy with tools on his hip, because it's a proven fact that any electrician or any tradesman for that matter, with the exception of like a plumber and because I don't know anything about plumbing, but with like a plumber and or a HVAC guy, they don't really carry tools. Like, they don't carry pouches, but framers do, sheetrockers do, electricians do. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. Whatever, that's their trade. I don't care. But for me, as an electrician, this is how I do it. And just to let anybody see the pouch and the way I've got it set up. This is the way I've got it. It's all Occidental's like deal on their website is tool specific pockets, and it was not as tool specific before, but it is definitely tool specific now, and I only had to add 2 zip ties. So, I had to add 2 zip ties to a $400 belt, but it really made the difference with the bag, and I'm really grateful for that. It's really, really an awesome bag. The leather is so thick. Like, that's thick leather. I mean, you could see it right there. That's some thick stuff. It's not, this ain't no Lowe's or Home Depot bag, and that's just, it's worth the money. I also got this. I got this off of another bag. It's a little, they said it was for a tape measure, and it does hold a tape measure. It's just like, it'll go on there, but when you go to get that sucker off, you got to yank that thing up. But where it comes in handy, just so you guys know, so I'm not just wearing stuff for no reason, the way it sits, the hook on my drill, if you've ever been in front of a panel and you're taking a dead front off, and you got that one screw that won't come out, you can hook that drill right there, and it'll hold it by the hook, so you can still use your hands. So that's what I liked. That I actually had that off of, I think I got this little thing off of a Klein pouch, because I tried everything to try to find something that was comfortable and would hold my tools, and I couldn't find nothing. I did go to a Vito bag for a while, but it just didn't. Nothing against the Vito bags. I think they're great bags. I think they're great tool pouches. It just didn't do what I wanted it to. My preference, I wanted a little more out of it, and it wouldn't do it. So, but all that being said, I know I'm rambling. I'm not meaning to. I got to get to work here in a minute. But this is the bag. The belt buckle actually sits off to the left. If you buy the right-handed version, if you buy the left-handed version, it'd be the opposite. But the adjustment. So if you're used to a regular belt, it's got this here. But what you want is you actually want the buckle like in one of these holes here, right? And what you do is you adjust it here to make that adjustment here fit better. So if you get one of these and you can't get it to sit just right, don't worry as much about this adjustment. Worry more about that one. This one is the one that's going to make it fit more to your body as opposed to this. But yeah, other than that, dude, I love my bag. I love it. It holds everything. And then again, you know, if you look at my bag, I don't have no Southwire crap. If it ain't Klein, it ain't mine, bro. Thank you guys for watching. Again, this is the Occidental Adjust-to-Fit Electricians Pro review. And that's what I have to say about it. That's my 2 cents. I love the bag, other than the adjustments that I made. But other than that, it's a great bag. You guys go out there and work hard and make that money, and God bless.